everyone, and welcome to the Fake Love and Flying Monkeys mini podcast. My name is Nova Gibson, and I am your host. As an expert on coercive control and narcissistic abuse in domestic violence relationships, my goal, my desire in these podcasts is to support victims and survivors and their families. So please hit that follow button, subscribe to this channel so you never miss another episode of Fake Love and Flying Monkeys. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fake Love and Flying Monkeys. Today's episode is about the narcissist's exes. Why does it seem like the narcissist recycles their exes? It's like they have this garbage bin, which is how you feel at the end of the relationship. You feel like you were kicked to the curb, like yesterday's garbage. And after they've made you feel that bad, they've stuck that hand of theirs in the garbage bin with all their exes. They kick to the curb and they choose one to recycle. Why do they do this? So I think recycle is a really good word to use when it comes to the narcissists and how they just use, abuse, and objectify everyone in their life, because we're supposed to recycle things that we might be able to use again. Why throw something away completely when we might have some sort of use for it in the future, and we can maybe twist and mold it, just like those aluminium cans you throw in the bin. Recycling is, for the narcissist, exactly that. It's about going back to their past victims, their past targets that they profess to hate, and grabbing them for another round of abuse. They recycle their exes also because they don't have to go through the love bombing period again. And if that person, that victim, has not had their light bulb moment, if they have not got the right support, they're likely to still be extremely traumatized, still trauma bonded to their abuser. And the narcissist knows that, and they know they've just got to push on all the right buttons when they're bored and go and grab one of the exes that they've saved for a rainy day. And this is why the narcissist does not want you to go away and heal and forget about them and get support, because they want to come back to what they deem as a sure thing. They are very arrogant and they put so much work into getting you hooked, and they know their victims intimately. So they don't want you to go away and heal and have a life of your own without them inside your head, because they know, even if they're not expressing it or even thinking it, they know that they are going to get bored in the next relationship. There is going to come a time when they need a bit of excitement and they need it quick. They need a quick fix of narcissistic supply. So they love to keep their exes around so they can top up their supplies when they're low. And how confusing is this for you as the victim when the narcissist moves in immediately or moves on immediately with the very person you accused them of cheating with, or they denied cheating with? And perhaps it is an old girlfriend or an old boyfriend of theirs, and they told you how terribly abused they'd been by this person, and this person cheated on them and betrayed them, and they were just the lowest person on earth with the morals of an alley cat. And here they are going back to that ex, the person they professed to hate to you. And now they're singing their praises to you, and you are being discarded. Another reason the narcissist loves to keep their exes around, to triangulate with the next or the last primary source. You, if you've been discarded and they're moving on with that crazy abusive ex they told you they just wanted to forget about. They are triangulating you by discarding you and making you feel worse than anyone has ever made you feel. And then the punishment, the pain is 1,000-fold, because not only are you getting tossed away, discarded like they never knew you, you never existed, but they're moving on with the very person they conditioned you, they taught you to hate, because of course they told you this person abused them, and you can't abide anyone who abuses. And of course this formulated your perceptions of the crazy abusive ex they're going back to. And now they're saying that this person is just so much more worthy than you are. As I've often spoken about, the trauma bond is extremely powerful. And if you don't understand it and you don't get the right support, then you are just too vulnerable and the narcissist too cold and reptilian when it comes to being sucked back and used again to triangulate with someone else, or just because they're bored one day and they have seen that it looks like you're healing and they've come to disrupt that process. But if you are still in that painful stage and you are ruminating about the narcissist, as is normal when you have had something that you've become addicted to ripped out of your life, if you're ruminating about that person and you're craving not the monster, but you're craving an end to the pain of the withdrawal, which is the anxiety and the depression and the constant rumination about the good times, you're going to go back. And the narcissist knows this. They know if you haven't got the right support, you will be acting accordingly, and they know who is a short thing, and they've just got to come and push on a few buttons because they're the ones that planted those buttons, so to speak. They conditioned you, and it's just a matter of throwing you a few breadcrumbs, perhaps, just making sure that you're marinating in your pain and you never look like you're healing too much, so that they can come back and recycle you, just like one of those aluminium cans that they throw in the recycling bin every Tuesday or whenever your bin day is. It also makes the narcissist feel so special to have all these exes waiting in the wing where they've discarded them in their eyes in just the right way, so that they can come back at the right time and top up with an appropriate Hoover maneuver. It makes them feel special to have a smorgasbord. They can pick and choose who they'd like to be with. And of course, negative or positive attention, it doesn't matter to them. So whoever they pick, the other victims in their harem will be made aware of the starting again of that relationship, and they will be made to be, if the narcissist can, be jealous and angry, not always at the narcissist, but at their new victim, because they haven't healed yet either, and they're still having those thoughts that it was the victim who perhaps stole the narcissist from them, rather than looking at the narcissist for exactly who they are, which is a master manipulator who is pitting people against each other so they can appear to be this wanted commodity. And as painful as it is to hear, when you were with the narcissist, you were never the only one. The narcissist cannot be with just one person. Now, if you know for a fact that they have never had an intimate physical relationship with another person, you can bet your bottom dollar that they were having an emotional one. They were perhaps getting online and talking intimately. They were betraying you and cheating. One source is never enough. They've always got to have someone whom they're love bombing, someone who they're devaluing, someone who is just a constant secondary source, who is never taken on as a primary source, but they've just laid out the conditions just right to top up their supplies with that person. But there will always be someone else that they're engaging in or engaging with who will prove to you that the narcissist is never faithful. If you find out, and I'm sure if you think back, those times when your instincts were just saying, this isn't right, I'm pretty sure, or I think so, they might be talking to someone else. That's because the narcissist was engaging in behaviors that made you not trust them, because they weren't trustworthy, not because you were paranoid. So there's always someone, whether they're sleeping with them or not. So if you are one of those people, guys, who is still so vulnerable because of your pain, because of the trauma bond, and you're subconsciously perhaps hoping that the narcissist comes back to hoover you, please reframe that, guys, and look at it as literally an aluminium can that they've stomped all over and spat in and maybe put their cigarette butts out in, and they're coming back to that garbage bin to grab you, to see if they can stomp on you a little bit more. Please don't be one of those exes that the narcissist thinks they can come back and just pick up like an old toy when they're bored with their new ones. Guys, you are worth so much more. And because the trauma bond is an addiction, this powerful attachment means that, like any addiction, when you go back after a period of sobriety or just horrible withdrawal, when you go back, that little hit or those few breadcrumbs of the drug or whatever the source of addiction is, those few little crumbs will make you feel better. even if it's just to take the edge off the terrible withdrawal. And the withdrawal from this powerful attachment to your abuser is horrible. So any attention they give you is going to make you feel better if you don't understand the nature of this powerful trauma bond. So they come back to recycle you and you feel better for a split second. The horrible withdrawal pain is gone. But as with any terrible addiction that is having or was having a huge negative impact on your life, the cycle starts again, and the pain of the addiction and the damage it causes to your life is compounded by how bad you feel and how silly you feel, and you're angry at yourself for going back when you were doing so good, and you know what would happen. It would just start again. But those few seconds of reprieve from the withdrawal feel like heaven, because they are heaven and this person is treating you well and you love them. No, but because the withdrawal pain has ended. So the narcissist can only recycle you or hoover you back into the cycle of abuse if you let them, and they have any kind of foot in the door. So that's why it's so important to be proactive and really go that hard road of cold turkey with lots and lots of support. They can only get you back and stomp all over you again like one of those cans if they can get hold of you, if they can reach you and reactivate that trauma bond. So if you're listening today and you know that you haven't cut them off for good and you're just waiting for the right moment to block them for good, please know that it will only end badly, and they are not a prize. They are less than a booby prize, and they will destroy your life all over again. So yes, guys, please know your worth. You are worth so much more. So block them, and don't allow them that slightest chance to come back and treat you like one of those old aluminium cans in the recycle bin. And that brings us to the end of another Fake Love and Flying Monkeys episode. Thank you guys for sticking through to the end with me. Now, if you would like to have a one-on-one session with me where we can talk about everything I discuss in these podcast episodes, I need to tell you all, just after some funny comments lately by people who thought that I was a podcaster who sometimes counsels. I'm actually a full-time counselor working only with narcissistic abuse victims who sometimes podcasts and does a few videos. So I'd love to be able to support you one-on-one in your healing journey. So yes, if you'd like to have a one-on-one counseling therapy session with me, please just see my website link below to contact me. And I'd love to be able to support you one-on-one in your healing journey. And of course, don't forget to share, guys. We need to spread the word about narcissistic abuse. Narcissistic abuse is an epidemic and narcissists are everywhere. So please share, and I would be so grateful if you could leave a rating and a review. They really, really do help to keep the podcast going. And of course, I've got a link in the end description now. If you'd like to somehow support me, you can buy me a coffee. That would be wonderful. I love coffee. Okay, guys, until the next episode tomorrow, remember, you are worthy of love, and you are certainly worthy of a whole lot more than a lifetime of fake love and flying monkeys.